loneliness levels are higher than ever. People are feeling really lonely, feeling really disconnected.
Most people actually think that you start having an immediately good relationship with other people based on similarity, but you're saying that's actually not true. This is about shared reality, or well, you use the concept of shared reality. And then let me ask you directly, what is shared reality and why is this important?
Yeah, thanks.
So,
So you can think of shared reality as basically the feeling of being on the same wavelength as someone else. So that can happen right when you meet someone where you feel like you're just finishing each other's sentences and thinking of things at the same time. Or it can be developed over time in a relationship. And often with our close colleagues, we have that sense that we have merged our minds, and like with really close collaborators. So that's kind of the most heightened form of shared reality between people who know each other well.
but the bigger picture of all of this, how do you describe that work that you're doing, of which this is a part?
Yeah, so I'd say for managers, my work is really relevant in one of two ways. The first is in terms of how people form social professional connections, whether that's at professional networking events or deepen their connections, with existing colleagues. So that's sort of that side of the picture. And then the other side is with their teams, how do they form more shared reality and come to find their work more meaningful, and their life more meaningful as a result of those interpersonal processes. So both sort of starting relationships and then leveraging relationships in the workplace to deepen work and perform better.
Okay, and in some of the works that I've read, you've said most people actually think that you start having an immediately good relationship with other people based on similarity, but you're saying that's actually not true.
Yeah, so when we meet someone new, we often kind of mine for surface level commonalities, like having a shared background, shared likes, shared dislikes, because we tend to think that those things, having things in common on paper, is what matters for sparking relationships. And what my work has shown is that it's actually more about what you create together in your interaction rather than what you have in common on paper before you interact. It's really about what you do in that conversation that matters.
Why don't we know this sort of naturally, or what is holding us back?
Well,
Is
yeah,
is
that's
there is there a risk? Are we avoiding something?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. I think sometimes, what's holding us back is that we follow the script, and there are pretty standard scripts for interpersonal interaction. So it's what's if you're meeting someone new, it's, where are you from? What do you do? We kind of gather information about each other in this scripted way. We just ping pong back and forth answering a series of questions, instead of deviating from that script. And part of what's holding us back is that it feels a little risky to do that, to break from the script. But actually, my work has shown that being spontaneous and unscripted can foster that sense of shared reality more.
Okay, so the recommendation clearly is forget about the script, start riffing, as you call it, riffing together. Maybe one word also to sort of put this in a bigger picture. I mean, you talked in the beginning about how important it is at work and in life in general to build relationships. What do you see right now in terms of the reality at the workplace or in people's lives? We seem to be living in a more fragmented world. How does that connect with the need with how the world is right now working?
Yeah, that's a great point. The world of work and the world more generally is transforming rapidly, and as a consequence, loneliness levels are higher than ever. People are feeling really lonely, feeling really disconnected, and they're communicating remotely more than they ever were. And there are certain things you can do to try to create more shared reality, even in those virtual contexts. But it really does point to the idea, as you're saying, that relationships are more important than ever right now.
Maya, thank you. So we take away that working on a shared reality is very helpful and is the key to building better relationships quickly, no? Even based on quite short and spontaneous, ideally spontaneous contacts. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.